Good evening, everyone, and welcome. It is championship night of the boys' 15th Region Tournament. Glad you could join us along all the stations of the G Sports Network, including Appalachian Prep Sports. Tonight, it is Johnson Central and Pikeville. They are not strangers to being in championship games and actually winning 15th Region titles. And tonight, it's going to be a battle of the offense against the defense. Johnson Central comes in as the second leading scoring team in the region, just 4 points behind Martin County. But Pikeville comes into the game as the region's best defensive team, and it promises to be an outstanding battle here tonight to see who will represent the 15th Region at Rupp Arena next week. I'm Eugene Newsom. Joining me right now, Ronnie Paul Newsom. Thomas Rainey is producing, and we have the WPRG crew across the way. They are waiting to take the stage and bring you all the play-by-play action. But, Ronnie, before we get started, let's talk about these teams and how they got here.
Well, the Johnson Central Golden Eagles and the Pikeville Panthers, by most people's opinion, they've been 1-2 throughout the year. Central won, Pikeville won, vice versa. Martin County was there for a few weeks in the top spot, but at the end of the year, it was Johnson Central and Pikeville, and now the two top-ranked teams are going to meet in the finals. Johnson Central comes into this game with a record of 27 wins, 5 losses, 15-1 in the region, so they've had an outstanding year. Pikeville, they come into this game with an overall record of 22 wins and 4 losses. These two teams' combined record, and I guess that's why they're playing here on championship night, the combined records are 49-9. As you look at Pikeville, they got here, they defeated a very good Paintsville team, 79-59, and then just Saturday afternoon, they defeated Martin County 70-61 in a very, very hard-fought game, to say the least. The Golden Eagles of Johnson Central, they got here with a win over Phelps at the Expo Center, 93-58, and then they defeated a very good Floyd Central team. Floyd Central having their best year ever in the school history, and they defeated Floyd Central 79-59. Pikeville and Johnson Central, 49-9. That's why they're playing at 7 o'clock tonight.
And the winner, of course, gets the big prize and moves on down to Rupp Arena 2 weeks. A week from Wednesday is when this tournament starts. Of course, the Pikeville Lady Panthers, they won here Saturday afternoon, and they play Thursday in the Sweet 16 in the girls division, and they will take on Notre Dame out of the 9th region. So after tonight, everything's set for, I think, maybe one more region or something, maybe playing tomorrow night, but we're going to have the 32 teams, 16 girls, 16 boys, that will convey on Lexington over the next 2 weeks and determine who's the best of the Bluegrass.
You know, I switched up the intro tonight because, way back when we started this basketball season, it was all about the road to Rupp. Well, we're at the exit now, right?
We are.
Whoever wins this one is taking that exit and moving on to Rupp Arena.
Exit 113 off of I-75.
Now, whoever wins tonight, they're going to have a glorious next week to 10 days getting ready. It's like a vacation. The best thing about vacation to me is always looking forward to it. And that's like going to the Sweet 16, and Eugene and I have talked about it since we've been going. Anytime you play your last game of your career or of the year and hits at Rupp Arena, you've had a great year. It's been a successful year, and I think that, and surely that'll be the case this year.
And with that, we're going to take our first break here in the pregame, and when we come back, we're going to dive deep into both these teams to see who is going to represent the 15th Region in Rupp Arena. This is the pregame show, the final warm-up on the G Sports Network.
In life's hardest moments, you deserve comfort and care. At Hall and Jones Funeral Home, we guide you with compassion, honoring your loved one with dignity and respect. From traditional services to meaningful celebrations, we're here for you every step of the way. Hall and Jones Funeral Home, where every goodbye is filled with love.
Back pain, stiff neck, or everyday aches that keep you from living the life you love. At Hall Chiropractic, we provide gentle, personalized care to help you move better, feel better, and live better. Whether it's pain relief, better mobility, or overall wellness, our team is here for you. Don't wait. Call Hall Chiropractic today and get back to what matters most. Hall Chiropractic. Your health, your life, aligned.
Yeah, bud. How you doing? Welcome back, everyone, to Appalachian
doing,
Wireless
Doug?
Arena.
Good to see
As
you.
we
Miss you
are seeing some of our old friends making their way from Paintsville to the Expo Center. Coach Jim Hicks and his wife stopping by and saying hello. As, of course, they're here to cheer on the boys tonight as they take on Pikeville. Kind of ironic, I guess. Johnson Central and Pikeville in the finals of the girls, and now it's the boys. And it says a lot about when we came on. It says it takes commitment, it takes faith, but it takes the drive to get here. And these teams have had that this year by getting here with that commitment, faith, and drive. And tonight, I think it's going to be the will of the defense versus the will of the offense. And Johnson Central comes in scoring just under 80 points a game, Ronnie.
Tremendous offensive team, and let me tell you what I love about them is you got Austin Sloan going downhill. Oh my goodness, you've got to stop him or slow him down. And here's what makes them so dangerous. You got 3 players on the perimeter that can knock down shots. You're lucky if you have one that you can kick out to. They've got 3, Braden Shepard, Cooper Blair, and McKenzie, and all 3 of those are just great pure shooters. If you look at the tail of the tape tonight, of course, we already talked about the records. Johnson Central 27-5, 15-1 within the 15th region. Pikeville comes in 22-4. They are 10-3 within the region. Points per game, Johnson Central averages 80, Pikeville 64. Big check mark on the side of Johnson Central. Field goal percentage, both of them very good shooting teams. Pikeville's got 3 good shooters. You got Parsons, you got King, and you got Sloan. So they've got 3 pretty good shooters. They shoot 50% from the field. 3-point range, 41%, which is excellent for high school. Johnson Central, 41%, and Pikeville, 34%. Free throw percentage, do you call that even? Johnson Central shooting 71.1, Pikeville shooting 71%. 2 good free throw shooting teams. Comes down to that. That shouldn't be a problem for these 2 teams. Rebounding, Johnson Central gets on the boards 34 rebounds a game. Pikeville gets on it 23 rebounds a game.
And Johnson Central has taken 777 three-pointers this year to Pikeville's 494. So I think defense along the arc is going to have to be a premium for Pikeville. You talked about Austin Sloan. Ronnie, I don't have the film. I'm not in the coaching strategy or whatever, but it appears to me that when he does get the ball, he takes it on the left wing. He wants to get downhill going to his right.
And you got to get out on the 3-point shooters. I mean, you've got to get out on them. When he kicks that ball out, you can't say, well, we're going to give up the 3. Not against those 3 shooters. You've got to get out on the perimeter and guard them. Another thing, a decided height advantage for Johnson Central tonight was 6'8" Rose and Austin Sloan on the inside. But I'm sure Wesley Buck will get a lot of minutes for Pikeville, but a big rebounding advantage for Johnson Central. Joining us now, Miss Bethany. Bethany Rowe, glad to have you with us on APSN and the G Network. Championship night, always exciting, correct?
It is, and we had a good girls championship the other night as well. And I kind of want to plug what we're doing tomorrow. The Pikeville girls are leaving tomorrow around 12:30. G Sports will be over there at the high school getting some interviews of the players and the coaches before they hit the road. They're going to do a motorcade out of town and stuff for the girls too, making it a big deal because it is a big deal.
It is. But I really want to thank the general manager for making the trade for Brian Hunley for Brittany Rowe.
Good job of somebody. Hey,
we worked out an NIL deal. But now, have you all mentioned the fact that not only is both teams are fantastic playing tonight in this championship, but so is the coaching staff.
Yeah, we've got a special thing about that we're going to bring up, and can we bring it up now about the coaching staffs for these teams?
I'm throwing Thomas all off his game coming over here.
Well, Johnson Central they do have a disadvantage. They're down to 7 assistant coaches. That's tough to have. Pikeville, only 6 assistant coaches. So what do you do?
Well, first of all, let's look at the players that we're going to feature tonight. Of course, first one for Johnson Central, we have Austin Sloan, averaging just shy of 21 points a ball game, gets over 7 rebounds a game, shoots the ball over 50%. He's 36% from three-point range. He's hit 34 three-pointers this year, and he's in the upper echelon of free throw shooters at 75.6. As you can see his numbers there, he's just a tremendous ball player. But as you mentioned, Ronnie, he's not a one-man show. They've got several guys that's got to play, and I think you have to identify who's hot and then play defense accordingly.
You look at those stats. Sometimes when you have a player with those capabilities, you kind of, you take them for granted. But you look at there, 51%, fantastic percentage from the field, 36% from three-point range, 75%, almost 76% from the free throw line. Bethany, when you got those kind of stats, sometimes we just look at them and say, a great player, but the stats tell the story.
The stats do tell the story with him, and he's been the player of the game both nights he's played here in the regional tournament already, and I think he was above his average, if I'm not mistaken. I've not been keeping stats. I've been filming, so.
Oh, you do a great job of doing that. The camera work has been nothing but exceptional.
And I'll tell you, excuse me, I was going to say one more thing before we get to Cole Sloan. And I'm serious about this. I think the leadership skills of Austin Sloan comes through.
Yes.
He's a 3-year starter at quarterback, and I can just see the leadership. He's always directing traffic. He's always talking to his teammates. Never underestimate the importance of that, folks, when you've got a great leader out there on the floor.
Speaking of which, Cole Sloan, I think he has to have a great night tonight for Pikeville to be able to win this game. He shoots almost 60% from field goal range. A lot of those he gets in the paint a lot, but look at that. He is 39.3% from behind the arc and another 70+% free throw shooter. So, sending somebody to the free throw line in this game it might be automatic points, you might say.
Well, you look at Cole Sloan, and Brittany, I'll defer to you. I think he has stepped his game up in the first 2 games of the region.
He has.
If this was a 2-game regional tournament and it was over, Cole Sloan, to me, would be the most valuable player.
I would agree with that. He's a different player than he was. I've followed him since he was basically an 8th grader, and he's really stepped up defensively during this regional tournament. What is it the LSU's girls coach says? He's a dog out there. He's got that dog in him, like she likes to say, and he really does and has stepped up for them. And, he's a football player at Pikeville, too, and I think that might have a lot to do with it as well.
You look at Pikeville, they're a lot like Johnson Central, Thomas Rainey. You look at Johnson Central, they've got Sloan, they got McKenzie, they've got Blair, and they've got Shepard. You look at Pikeville, they got Jackson King, 19 points, Sloan, 14, Carter Parsons, 14, Mark Bowling, 7, Buck, 9, and Grant Hall, 6. A lot of weapons on that team also.
And with that, we'll take our next break here along the G Sports Network. When we come back, we'll take a look at the coaches, and we'll look at the keys to the game. As it is Johnson Central and Pikeville, they're going to duke it out to see who goes to Rupp Arena here in the 15th Region Finals. This is the G Sports Network.
Ready to take your ride to the next level? Trust the pros at J.I. Fab in Pikeville for custom ATV and UTV protection products built tough for the trail. From roll cages and rock sliders to bumpers that can take a beating, J.I. Fab builds it strong and built it right. Locally owned, professionally crafted. Call 639-2029 or visit ji-fab.com to get your ride trail ready. J.I. Fab. Custom protection. Pikeville tough.
At Valley Discount Pharmacy, we're more than just prescriptions. We're your neighbors. Whether you need affordable medications, expert advice, or just a friendly face, we're here for you every step of the way. Fast service, trusted care, and prices that won't break the bank. Valley Discount Pharmacy. Local, reliable, affordable. Ready to start a real career? At the Carl D. Perkins Job Corps Center, we're training tomorrow's workforce tuition-free. Get paid while you learn and earn industry-recognized certifications. Live on campus, meet new people, and prepare for the career you've been waiting for. If you're 16 to 24 and ready for the opportunity, this is your moment. Carl D. Perkins, Job Corps Center. Start training. Start earning. Start your future today.
Back at the Appalachian Wireless Arena, walking in, it felt more like going to a baseball game with the great weather we've got. But inside, we've got basketball championship. And if things hold true sometime between the next 2 weeks, Ronnie, it's been our experience, it'll snow sometime or another while we're in Lexington. So right now, look, we talked about the coaches in this ball game. And when you're looking at coaches, you're looking at two of the best, no matter what region, what state. These guys could coach high school basketball or maybe even the next level anywhere in America.
Well, I don't know if you've got two coaches that got off to a better start in their career. Tommy McKenzie in his 17th year, Elisha Justice in his 12th year at Pikeville. My pappy used to have a saying, the proof's in the pudding. You look at the wins, the losses, the championships, Brittany, and the stats tell the story about these two great coaches. You don't have to, look and analyze or whatever. Just look at what they've done in their first few years.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing, you got to go back to when they were players as well. Tommy McKenzie in 2000, he wins a regional title at Johnson Central, also named Player of the Year that year. Elijah Justice at Shelby Valley, he does the same thing in 2010. That's clear, 2010.
2010.
And he's also named Player of the Year and Mr. Basketball that same year. There's another Mr. Basketball on Johnson Central's bench in J.R. Manhoose. So you've got a lot of guys who have the experience as players also helping coach tonight.
We'll give a shout out to our buddy Greg Newsom too, because I think he played in 3 and has coached in about 7 or 8.
And if we don't give Greg love, he'll get upset
yes,
with
he will.
us.
But Tommy McKenzie, 2008, 2009 region winners, and 15 and 18 won the region, and then Pikeville went 4 straight years.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say both of them they're going to have a tiebreaker tonight. One of them's going to go to 5. Each of them have won 4 regional championships. So tonight somebody will have bragging rights in this game, because between them they have 8, and that's fantastic. 8 regional titles. Tommy McKenzie been there 3 years longer. He's got like 354 wins. Elisha's got 254 wins. So
they're right there.
They've gotten off to 2 great starts in their career. And if things continue, and they have, one of these days you're going to look back and say Hall of Fame player and Hall of Fame coaches, in my opinion.
Yep, you will.
No doubt about that. That's for sure. And then when we look at the game tonight, there are going to be some very important aspects of the game that we got to pay close attention to with Johnson Central and Pikeville. And one of those is going to be the key matchup. And we look at, first of all, let's look at Grant Hall of Pikeville. He's not noted for his scoring, but he can be just a pest defensively, upsetting the offense of the other team. But he's got to do it without getting in foul trouble tonight. He is all over. He will leave his man and drop in and give help, but a little prone to get into some foul trouble, but he can't do it tonight at all.
And you look at Braden Shepard, gentleman, he'll be keying on, you talk about Austin Sloan in the 21 points game. Hey, folks, Braden Shepard averages 20 points a game. Shepard is a tremendous scorer, and he's on right. He's had a tremendous year. And the thing about Johnson Central that sticks out to me, I look at Pikeville, they start 2 seniors, 2 juniors, and a sophomore. My goodness, you look at Johnson Central, starts 3 juniors and 2 sophomores, so a young team. Pikeville doesn't handle them this year. You wonder, okay, who's going to be able to handle next year? But that's looking way ahead. But Johnson Central, everybody returning next year.
And you better close out on Shepard and have a hand in his face, because he can knock down the 3. And if you foul him, it's almost automatic.
And I'm going to throw one more player in there real quick. Mark Bowling was all over the floor the other night with Grant Hall. Now, he doesn't get in foul trouble like Grant does, or he didn't the other night.
No,
but
he
both
doesn't.
of those players are little pests sometimes, like you said, out there doing what they need to do. But Shepard also all over the court, and I saw McKenzie do the same thing the other night as well. So
Very good point.
it's going to be a lot of players, a lot of things you can't do tonight to get out of here and go to Rupp Arena.
Oh,
So-
so this Pikeville's guards between Bowling and Hall, they had 12 rebounds, which is a lot for a guard in a game.
Yep, it is.
And another factor that we have to look at too is, what kind of game is Kyle Rose going to have on the inside? At
Right.
6'8", is he going to attack the basket? But I'll tell you what he does well is he does fan the ball out to the open man to get that step-in look for a three-point shot. And but there's a lot of times, though, he could take that ball to the basket himself.
I agree with you. But, Pikeville, a very balanced attack. If they shoot the ball well on the perimeter, and I'm talking about Bowling and Sloan and Parsons and King, if they shoot the ball on the perimeter, Coach Newsom was telling me before the game, he said, we're going to give them some problems.
Yeah.
You talk about Johnson Central creating problems, but Johnson Central's going to have to come out and guard them, you know what I'm saying, because they've got great perimeter shooters. And if they're able to knock down those shots, and let me tell you why that. This is what Pikeville's offense does the best. If they're hitting the threes, they are tremendous, especially King and Parsons, about driving to the basket. They get you out there to guard them on the perimeter. They are tough taking it one-on-one to the goal.
Absolutely. You're 100% right on that.
Can either team press the other team, or are they just too good at handling the ball?
I don't think so. I really don't. I've watched a lot of Pikeville's games naturally this year, and nobody's really been able to pressure them and turn them over a few times to where they get back in the game. Basically, they got 5 guards out there and 5 that can handle the ball. And if you got that, you may not have much height and you might have trouble on the boards. But likewise, very tough for teams to press you. If
they can throw over it.
Yeah, if the press would have bothered either team, I think it'd probably bother Johnson Central more than it would Pikeville.
And people have gone out there with small ball in the state tournament and won the whole thing. So that's something you got to remember too.
And as we move along in this final warm-up game that we have here tonight, we're looking at Pikeville and Johnson Central. Of course, tough draw for whoever wins the region as they move to the Sweet 16, Ronnie.
I'm sure either one of them would be glad to play down there, though, but they do. George Rogers Clark, coached by the former coach at Lawrence County, Josh Cook. He's won a state championship, and very formidable foe, no question about it. But, hey, I'd worry about that next week from Wednesday at 8 o'clock at night in Rupp Arena.
I guess winning a championship tonight is just so much more fun because you've really got a few days to just soak it in before you have to get worried about who and when you're going to play.
The girls don't get that luxury if you think about it.
They've got to get on the road tomorrow and get down and practice and get ready for Notre Dame. And Brittany, I know you've checked it out and stuff. What do you see in that game for the Lady Panthers against Notre Dame out of the ninth region?
If they play like they did the other night, and they've been playing team ball, there's players stepping up, like Sophie Woods stepped up huge in that Paintsville game the other night. Kat Walters, she can knock the shots down. She's not afraid to drive in. Kylie Alvin took complete control of the game, though, in that championship. So if they play the way they can play, they have a shot of winning it, in my opinion.
We hope that they do. We hope that we can follow the Lady Panthers down at Rupp Arena. And with that, we'll take our final break here in the pregame. And when we come back, we'll look at the JI Fab keys to the game. And then we'll step aside and throw it over to our folks at the G Sports Network, and we'll tip it up and sit back and see who wins the ball game. We'll be back right after this.
Willie Crace is proud to support all area teams this season and our student athletes in Floyd and Pike counties. Vote Willie Crace for state representative, a voice we can count on for the mountains.
Ready to start a real career? At the Carl D. Perkins Job Corps Center, we're training tomorrow's workforce tuition-free. Get paid while you learn and earn industry-recognized certifications. Live on campus, meet new people, and prepare for the career you've been waiting for. If you're 16 to 24 and ready for the opportunity, this is your moment. Carl D. Perkins, Job Corps Center. Start training. Start earning. Start your future today. At Valley Discount Pharmacy, we're more than just prescriptions. We're your neighbors. Whether you need affordable medications, expert advice, or just a friendly face, we're here for you every step of the way. Fast service, trusted care, and prices that won't break the bank. Valley Discount Pharmacy, local, reliable, affordable. At Shelby Valley Diner, every bite is made to satisfy. Crispy, saucy wings, made just the way you like them. And don't miss our daily specials, fresh and delicious, giving you something new to love every single day. Pizza, wings, and specials you can't resist. Only at the Shelby Valley Diner. Shelby Valley Diner, where flavor meets family. So come hungry, leave happy.
In life's hardest moments, you deserve comfort and care. At Hall and Jones Funeral Home, we guide you with compassion, honoring your loved one with dignity and respect. From traditional services to meaningful celebrations, we're here for you every step of the way.
Well, the excitement is building here as we're getting ready to crown the 15th region champion. We'll have a new champion this year. Lawrence County, of course, the winner last year. And Johnson Central and Pikeville, one of these teams, will be the 15th region champion tonight. Johnson Central got here Wednesday night, first game. They defeated Phelps. And then on Saturday, they were able to get by Floyd Central, a very good Floyd Central team that I think they left some points on the floor that they'd normally been scoring. And Johnson Central was able to move ahead of Floyd Central to get to championship night. Pikeville, on the other hand, they had to play Paintsville, their nemesis, and it was a hard-fought game. Pikeville did come away with the win that time, or on Thursday night, and then Saturday they defeated Martin County, and I thought that might have been, in some people's minds, maybe a mild upset.
Oh, I think it was. Since Martin County got them a 21 during the regular season, you would have to think so.
And then Pikeville and Johnson Central, they're here tonight. The girls, as we've mentioned, already been determined. It'll be Pikeville as they head out tomorrow. Of course, G Sports will be there to bring you the send-off of the girls headed to the Sweet 16 in Rupp Arena. They play Thursday against Notre Dame. And then tonight, Johnson Central and Pikeville. And it's time right now, Ronnie, to put our final thoughts together about this matchup between Johnson Central and Pikeville.
Well, we look at the things that I think will decide this game. There's a lot of things you can look at, but to me, the one thing is I like the team that can stop the big streaks of the other team. I think the team that, if they can, that can keep the other team going on a big run. I'm not talking about 6-2, 8-2. I'm talking about a 16-4, 14-2, where they're evenly matched. If you follow me, if one team has that kind of stretch or that kind of run, it might be very difficult for the other team to come from behind against each of them are great teams. And it's tough to come from behind against a great ball club.
Well, I don't think either team could come back from a double-digit deficit if they were to not get behind early in the ball game. It'd be very, very hard to do.
We missed up on one of the graphics. Apparently, Tommy has one more regional title. He won from 12 through 15 and 19.
Okay.
One of the fans corrected us.
Okay.
We apologize for that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Just sometimes late
That
at night
happens.
you look,
So he's,
right?
he's already got 5.
Got 5.
Okay,
Yeah.
good for him.
Yeah,
Great.
absolutely.
So congratulations on that. And now let's take a look, if you will. Our next graphic that we will have for you is going to be our J.I. Fab keys to the game. Of course, we said Pikeville has to shoot the ball well tonight because I think Johnson Central is not going to be a team that'll let you have too many second chance opportunities. Ronnie, you mentioned you got to stop the run. You can't let somebody get on a 10, 12, 14-point run.
No, I agree. I tell you what, those are two very good keys for Pikeville. Well, I couldn't agree more with those two keys to the game: shoot the ball well on the perimeter and stop the run.
And on Johnson Central side, they are very good in the transition game. Defensively, they're getting to offense, whether it's a defensive rebound and kicking it out and getting the ball up the floor, or if it's getting a turnover and turning it into points. They're very, very good at that. but I don't think either team can afford foul trouble, and more so Pikeville than Johnson Central, I think, especially from the guard position.
Well, yeah, it's, foul trouble a lot of times decides the game. Not only foul trouble, but the other team going to the line and hitting free throws. Both teams just shot the free throws well in these first 2 games, each of them. That's not been a problem thus far. Both teams very, very good from the free throw line.
Okay, and then if we get the opportunity, let's take a look at our probable starters for tonight. As I don't think it's going to change from what we've seen in the previous 2 games of the tournament. But taking a look first at Johnson Central, then I'll give you Pikeville. Austin Sloan, leading scorer on the team, wears number 1. Braden Shepard, just a half a point. And both of them averaging over 20 points per ball game. Mason McKenzie, you leave him open, he will knock it down on you as he comes in averaging double figures as well. Cooper Blair, he's just an all-around player forward for Johnson Central. And then in the middle, 6'8", Kyle Rose, and he could be the X factor in tonight's game.
Well, he could alter some shots. He's got the size on the inside. If Pikeville's able to beat their man one-on-one, they get to the rim, will Rose make a difference defensively?
And then there you have your starters for each team.
Jackson King, a senior, averages 18 points a game. Cole Sloan, a junior, averages 14. Carter Parsons, a junior, averages 14. Mark Bowling, 7 points a game. He's a sophomore. Grant Hall, he averages 6 points a game. And off the bench, Wesley Buck, 9 points a game. So balanced attack for the Pikeville Panthers. Sometimes that makes it tough for the other teams to defend you when you've got several players averaging in double figures.
I had a little bit of business here. Let's thank our partners at G Sports, WPRG, for inviting us to be a part of the broadcast here at the Appalachian Wireless Center. And we do want you to like and share our website, Appalachian Prep Sports. We want, the more followers we get, the more games we're able to bring you. And there we have hit by accident, okay. And then also we want you to like and follow WPRG.com. They're streaming and their websites as well. And they offer a lot of services to Eastern Kentucky with their communications. But I'll tell you, it's been a pleasant partnership from my standpoint. Ronnie, some thoughts that you have our first year with APSN, the things that we've been able to do is a little different than being just behind the microphone with a telex in front of us with radio, having the TV cameras on and stuff. It's been different, but it's been a pleasure.
I love it. It's been a tremendous year. I want to thank Thomas Rainey for giving me the opportunity to represent APSN this year, and it has been a fantastic ride. Look forward to tonight's game. Look forward to the future. I mean, we're out there doing baseball, soccer, ice hockey, badminton,
cornhole, whatever.
Cornhole, putt. If there's a sporting event, APSN will be there, and I thank Thomas for what he's done. And football and basketball, I'll tell you what, it has been a tremendous year, and I have truly, I can say I've enjoyed it immensely.
And we do have spots available if you are interested in becoming a sportscaster, or if you want to get into the production part of sports, we have some spots available. You can contact Thomas Rainey at Appalachian Prep Sports Network and talk to him, and be glad to set you right up and put you to work, because we could really do 2, 3, 4 people cruise and be able to bring multiple games per night. And I want to thank the people who are tuning in. We have had people from all over the nation. Last week we had people from the Cayman Islands that was watching, and we've got Cade in Lexington watching, right?
Cade, hope you enjoy the game. I know you're watching, partner.
And then I have some family in Bristol and in Alcoa, Tennessee tuning in tonight. So our folks from Fort Worth, Texas, that tune in on a regular basis.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
We want you to continue and pass it along, hit the like and share, as we have really it's time really, I guess, for us to go to the locker room and get the final instructions from our coaches before we take the floor. But it is going to be Pikeville, and it's Johnson Central. And they're going to be king of the 15th region in about an hour and 45 minutes from now.
It's not too much longer, and the big board will get updated. As you see, we'll turn it around on the big board. The student athletes have really enjoyed updating this throughout the tournament, and we're super excited. Somebody, Eugene, is going to claim their spot right there as 15th region champion. So should be not too much longer now. The season's almost winding down.
I'll flip the coin to see who's going to win. You're not going to say, are you?
I'm going to go with Pikeville in an upset tonight by 5. 70 to 65.
There you go. There you have your prediction. And the teams are ready to take the floor. There's the horn that signals the end of our warm-up. As the warm-up begins on the floor, we're going to send it across the way to all the announcers at the G Sports Network. Thank you for being a part of the warm-up show here this week from Appalachian Wireless Arena on the Appalachian Prep Sports Network and G Sports. Until we see you again, so long, everyone.